Today, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Out now come the Patriots as they are led out by their quarterback, a former MVP of the National Football League back in 2015, Cam Newton.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Now White on the return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Their own 33-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They'll run with a former Super Bowl hero. It's James White. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. Being chased out left. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Here we go.
They fake the give. Newton. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Newton going up top. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jacoby Myers, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Eric Rowe that time able to knock that pass away. Now the 2nd-year punter, Jake Bailey, on for New England. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins now taking the field, led by the 5th overall pick back in April out of Alabama, quarterback Tua Tagovailoa.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how did they get a win?
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, Tua. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Open man, it's Preston Williams. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. A big pickup, 18 yards, but they still stop him well short of the marker.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet? And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Patriots take over. The Patriot offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go. It's still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The shotgun snap for Newton. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Demir Bird, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Throwing again on second down. Newton, open man is Asiasi, the tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And he rifles one incomplete. So just 1 tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this first quarter. Back to the air, Newton on second down. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Ryan Izzo, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. So Miami coming out for their second drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks, because then the defense has the advantage.
They'll run with a former Bear and Eagle. It's Jordan Howard. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
4-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On is the punter, Hawk, as he gets this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and long, it's Newton. Forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And it'll be Dolphin football. Miami set to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And they'll begin by running the option. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, he was looking for Parker, but it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Jackson. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Tua, a give. This is Howard. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Tua going deep here for Parker. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Set to kick off.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. They run with Howard, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Back at the 40-yard line.
Running with Howard. Stops shy of the 45 despite some powerful running.
Taken down at the
That was a nice run, a nice game there as they head towards the 2-minute warning.
brings up 3rd and 9.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
We giving them cake back here, they taking it and eating it up. It's just me and you.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. New England trying to get a place on offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
Leverage.
big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
2nd down.
They defer to White out of the shotgun. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, here's Newton. Steps away to his left. Open man is Jacoby Myers. He's got it. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Throw caught here by Bird. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Eric Reed, the former LSU Tiger, making the play on the defensive side. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. To throw again. Newton under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So now after the sack, Cam of the Patriots going to look up at a 3rd and long. A final shot before the break. Newton. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get started out in Denver, and it's the Bills.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
Adam Vinatieri set to kick off.
The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Tua now on first down. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, but it's going to be second down.
The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
He was looking for Matt Breida out of the backfield, and it'll bring up third down.
Brings up third down and 10.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. Fine work by the Patriot D there, and it's fourth down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been any. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss two in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Second and 10. Newton again. He's going to have the hook up to Izzo. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Open man is Myers. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Defense.
So instead of fourth down, first down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on because third down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
And he's got Edelman for the first time. That's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. And finding it. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Matthew Slater, his first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots add on to their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Adam Vinatieri set to kick off.
And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So that one will be accepted.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
This will make it into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the 3rd quarter. Flush to his right. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there, almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down. Throwing again. Newton. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. And they're going to speed things up here.
33-yard line. A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Newton on 3rd down. He sets to fire deep. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Byron Jones. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the Cardinals. Of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game. Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Tua. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Parker. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
A 44-yard attempt.
The kick by Sanders is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11.
Dolphins 17.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
25-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
And it's third down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. New England on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Are going to get there. Down he goes. Dietrich Wise in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Tua going to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. John Simon in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Yeah, they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Tua sets up to pass it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Tua. Now a short one to Gesicki, and he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tua finding Gesicki there for a Dolphin first.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. John Simon in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game. And now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Tagovailoa to throw on 2nd down here. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 19.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. That one brought in by his tight end, Adam Shaheen. And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Yeah, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Jacoby Myers, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6.
Adam Vinatieri set to kick off.
And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. And, oh, that's one he's going to want back. A poor kick. It heads straight out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And the kick goes outside the white lines. That's why the flag comes out.
Yes, and that was an error by the kicker, and it will give the offense great starting field position.
Tua now on 1st down. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Dietrich Wise Jr. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. They'll set up a screen for Breida. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. J.C. Jackson there defensively to knock it away.
Sets up fourth down.
Tagovailoa going for it on fourth down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Devin McCourty picks it off. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he's got some space here. And hold everything here. This one is not over yet. They return it for the touchdown.
They continue to fight, don't they?
Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for one here and save the possible two-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for two here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a two-point conversion. On the return here, and a mistake on the lateral. It's a loose ball. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And in for the score. Are you kidding me? They return it, and they take the lead. So now a big play here as the Dolphins will go for the two.
So they got the touchdown they needed to cut this to 2, but now they've got to get back to the huddle. No celebration time. Got to figure out what they're going to do on the two-point conversion.
And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Their own 27-yard line.
So the Patriots coming out now. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand. Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 27 yards there, a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Throwing here, Newton. He'll get this into the hands of Bird. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. A gain of 39 that time. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. And that's now 2 big catches on this drive for him.
You know,
and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Running out of the gun with White. Oh, no, he lost the football. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So crisis averted, but now facing third and goal. Now Newton escaping the pressure right. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over?
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And that one goes virtually nowhere. Tried to fake extra point, but nothing comes of it.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 at the 40. And, oh,
a crusher there as it's intercepted. And now a fumble. The ball's out. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he is in for the score. So how about this? A horrible mistake leads to a defensive touchdown, and a 2-point conversion will tie it. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. Newton to throw. Flush to his right. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Newton's going to throw it. Throw caught here by Bird. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Now it's Newton. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Newton. Flushed out right. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
Conversion is no good on the fake.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that?
Maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hole, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. One final try for Tagovailoa. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over.
Dolphins 39.
Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough. Trying to draw up a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run them a couple more